Hi, my name is Alex and I want to thank you for purchasing this Udemy course on how to deal with bullies and other toxic people in your life. Okay, so this is the first video and I chose the subject of the history of bully behavior because I need to set a foundation for a reality check. You need a reality check because you're not as safe as you think you are. And my expertise in dealing with bullies comes from jail and prison. I did about 10 years in jail and I did 10 years in prison. The 10 years in jail was 1 year here, 6 months there, 9 months here, 3 months here. Okay? So what I learned is what I'm trying to express to you, that you need a reality check because bullies are everywhere. Bad people are everywhere. And I'm not trying to pump fear, okay? I'm not trying to, "Ooh, be afraid. No. I'm not trying to make you feel afraid. I'm trying to make you motivated towards self-defense and standing up for yourself because bullies are everywhere. You may think in your mind right now, no, Alex, I have a bully at school. His name is Nelson Muntz. He always takes my lunch money. He always calls me names and makes me feel small. And I will say to you, no, Nelson Muntz is not your bully problem. He's one chapter in a long book of bullies that you're going to meet, and you're going to have to learn how to push that bully off, get him off you, get him to find an easier target to mess with. And that's what we're here for. But I want to set the foundation for all the subsequent videos by talking about the history of bully behavior. Okay? And again, when I first went to jail, okay, I was very young. I was, juvenile hall. So I was 12 years old when I got my first 6-month sentence in juvenile hall. Okay? So I'm still a kid. All right, I had not even reached puberty, and then I'm with 18-year-olds, 17, 16, and kids my own age. Okay, so I quickly learned the rules of jail, juvenile hall, prison environment. The rules are only the strong survive. No one's going to back you up. You have to defend yourself. Go ahead and go to the guard and tell him that someone's picking on you. Go ahead and call your mom and say, "Mom, this guy's beating me up and I don't know what to do." Go tell anybody that no one's coming to help you. You will deal with those bullies on your own. You're going to figure it out. And if you make a mistake, it's going to be a painful mistake, okay? So what I learned from that environment is what I'm giving to you. The tools that I learned on how to overcome bullies, how to get them to back off, okay? So, when we are in jail, we quickly realize something, that these men, in jail and prison, they were all once in society, right? They all had a family, and they all came from the streets from, they weren't born in jail, okay? They were in society, they did something criminal or violent, and now they're in jail or prison, okay? So what you quickly learn is these are your people that live next door to you. Your next door neighbor could be an ex-con. Your boss could beat his wife. The guy who cuts you off in traffic, he could have a gun, and he could be dangerously violent, okay? I want you to see reality in its naked brutality. The naked brutality of a jail or a prison. Because right now, as you and I are speaking, this is 2024. In some parts of the world, bombs are being dropped on families and children. Children are just being blown up. And why do I say that? I thought this was a video on bullies. Well, what could be more bully than a strong nation saying, hey, surrender or I'm going to bomb you into extinction? Is that not bully behavior? It's bully behavior. Russia saw Ukraine and said, hey, I'm bigger than you. My army is bigger. Surrender or I'm going to drop many bombs on you and kill most of your people. And Ukraine stood up for itself. Can you think of other countries who did not? Yeah, there were other countries who did not stand up to Russia, and they got colonized. I don't want to say colonized. They got assimilated into the Russian umbrella. They are now the property and the state of Russia. The bully wants what it wants. It sees itself as a stronger force than the target. And it sees itself as undefeatable. And so therefore it says, hey, this is how it's going to go down. You're going to give me your lunch money, if it's Nelson Muntz. You're going to give me your oil, if it's an oil-rich nation. You're going to give me your land, if it's Ukraine and Russia wants the land. The bully is everywhere. The President of the United States gets bullied, does he not? Do people not challenge him and say, you're nothing? They challenge him openly. They bully him. They mock him, criticize him, and challenge his ability to fight back, to push back on the bullies. And the whole world watches. It says, who's the bully? Who's the target? What is the target doing to defend itself? Okay? So, we need to re-examine our social map of what it is to live in a society. Okay? 10,000 years ago, we were all cavemen. And our language was limited, but our brutality, off the charts, off the charts. We were killers. We were violent ape men, and we murdered. Archaeologists dig up the bones of our ancestors going back 10,000 years. 1 in 3 bodies that they recovered, the bones, show signs of a violent death, which means either their skull was crushed in by a club or a rock, or there were cuts and wounds that, a knife went through the rib cage. You can plainly see the blade cutting the rib cage. Or broken bones, signs of torture as well, because the human is capable of immense torture and cruelty off the charts. No other animal is as cruel as us. I mean, some humans actually take pleasure in giving pain to other humans, if you can believe that. I know this because I lived with them in prison. They truly enjoy it. They sit and think about torturing and hurting people all day long. These people exist. That's why I'm making this video. These people exist, and nothing you say is going to make them, maybe I shouldn't be a bully. You know what? You're right. Why am I trying to ruin your day? You're not going to reason with them. You're not going to, you will either surrender or you will fight back. You will either accept the abuse and the cruelty from the bully, or you will fight back. I recommend the latter, okay? And the reason I do is because it's the safer way to live. And like I said, I learned this as a child. 12 years old. I was first arrested at 8 years old. So I was already learning the rules of jail and prison at 8 years old. I'm already in a cage in a local police department cell. So I'm already learning the rules, okay? The rule is this: you better stand up for yourself. You better be strong yourself, okay? Now, I want you to notice something. Israel is a very tiny country, right? And it's surrounded by all of its enemies, right? All the Middle Eastern Muslim countries, they don't like Israel. Israel can defend itself. I'm not a fan of Israel. I'm not a fan of the Muslim countries. I'm just saying what I see objectively. I don't have a horse in this race. What I'm seeing is Israel has the same size and the same population as Ukraine. But you know what Israel has that Ukraine don't have? Nuclear weapons. Billions and billions of dollars of military budget. An army that is ready to fight, not waiting for the provocation, expecting it and prepared for it, okay? That's the difference, okay? That's the difference, okay? So, that's our goal here, is to get you prepared for the inevitable confrontation that you're going to have with a bully. It's going to happen. It's already happened. That's why you're watching this video. And even if you solve this current bully problem in your life, it's not over. There will be another bully. Until you figure out how to deflect bullies, how to become, how to not be an easy target, okay? And that is its own chapter in this video series, how to not be an easy target, okay? Okay, the history of bully behavior, of cruelty and torture and just bad, just inhumane treatment, that is the history of humanity, okay? Go read a history book, any history book, and it's going to say, this war happened, so many people died. It really doesn't say why, or it may say, just touch on the reasons why. It was over land, it was over religion, it was over the death of a king, left a power back. It doesn't matter. What I want you to see is that for reasons, people decided to kill each other on a wholesale level, on a massive scale. They were trying to genocide each other, and very often they did succeed in genociding their enemies. And how bad is the brutality that is inside every human being? How bad is it? How dangerous? How bad is it? I'm going to tell you how bad it is. We had cousins. The human species had cousins. Neanderthal. Cro-Magnon was another caveman cousin of ours. Australopithecus was another cousin to the human Homo sapiens. Where are those cousins now? We genocided them. We wiped them off the face of the earth because they competed with us for land and for hunting grounds and for territory. And we killed them all. They're gone. That's how we became the apex predator on planet Earth. We killed everything else that was a predator. And it doesn't stop there with the Neanderthals. We weren't happy with that. We killed all the wolves. Do you know how many wolves there used to be running around? We killed them all. They don't exist anymore. One or two wolves, and you know why they're still alive? We can't find them. But if we find them, we'll shoot them and we'll kill them. Grizzly bears. When I was a kid in California, I read somewhere that in the town I lived in, they killed the last grizzly bear in California. And I thought, what a terrible thing to be proud of, that you killed this beautiful, noble animal and the last one. That's the savagery inside every single human. And right now you're thinking, okay, Alex, I grant you that my bully is a savage, cruel animal. But not me. I'm not a cruel, savage animal. It's in you too, okay? It's in you too. And I want you to examine your life carefully and ask yourself, are you bullying anyone? Because time and time again, I see victim of bully, and then he turns around and bullies someone else. A boss bullies a worker, an employee, and he says, you're dumb, you can't do your job right, and why did I even hire you? I might fire you. You're just worthless. He goes home and bullies his wife. He says, can't you cook? This food tastes terrible. What did you do all day? I can't believe I married you. And then she turns around to her 5-year-old boy and says, why can't you clean up your room? Why are you always making a mess? Why don't you? So, yeah, the bully is in you too. So I want you to do an honest self-inventory and ask yourself, are you bullying anyone? You may still not be convinced that you could be a bully. So, close your eyes and imagine the biggest bully in your life. It could have been in the past or it could have been really recent. It probably is very recent. That's why you're watching the video. Think of your bully right now. Okay? Have you ever wished that you could give him some violence? Have you ever wished that you could just kung fu your way and just kick him and just completely demolish him in front of the whole school or in front of all your coworkers? And how satisfying that felt, that you could destroy your bully. Well, is that not bully behavior? Because you want to destroy your bully. You don't, your fantasy is not for him to back off. Your fantasy is for you to destroy him, because you are a human, the most violent species ever to touch this planet. Tyrannosaurus Rex had nothing on us, okay? Tyrannosaurus Rex was more like a land shark. He was dangerous, but when he was full, when his stomach was full, he wasn't trying to be cruel. He wasn't hunting just for the fun, for kicks. No, no, no. Humans go out of their way. Doesn't the bully go out of their way to find you and mess with you? Am I lying about that? No, no. They'll go out of their way. You're way over there trying to avoid them, huh? You're eating lunch way over there in the corner. No, no, no. The bully's like, hey, hey, has anyone seen Janet? Hey, that Janet. Oh, hey, Janet, are you hiding from me? Okay, the bullies, they will go out of their way to mess with you. Okay, so the human is an incredibly violent animal. Okay, all of us. Okay. And in prison and in war, that violence is obvious. You're obviously trying to kill the enemy. The enemy's obviously trying to kill you. In prison, that guy from another gang, he's obviously your enemy. They obviously, it's no secret. But you live in society, and the society is saying, hey, we all get along, we follow these laws, and everyone's friendly, and we wear pretty clothes, and hey, all the television is geared towards consumer and not, okay. Society is a mask I wear. Hi, how are you? Have a nice day. Hey, it's good morning. It's great to see you. Oh, okay. Bye. We'll touch base. That is society. But when that mask falls, you see what a human is truly capable of, right? And again, I went to a university to learn this, and I learned it by watching people get destroyed by other people. And when I mean destroyed, I mean stabbed, head stomped, gang melees, okay? The worst brutality, okay? So it galvanized. Even as a child, I realized, no one's going to come to my aid. No one. I could write home, call home, Mom, this place is terrible. She can't come and help me. I could go, hey, guard, these people are brutal and violent and terrible. The guard, he don't care at all. Okay? You could turn to other inmates and they go, hey man, you got to handle your own affairs. You have to fight for yourself. You have to stand up for yourself. So I learned that by being exposed to the nakedness. No social grace, no social mask. People in prison don't go, hi, how are you? Hey friend, hey buddy. None of that. It's all deadly serious. Okay? Deadly serious. So that forced me to learn how to defend myself, how to stand up for myself, both verbally and physically. And as you can see, I mean, I'm not a big guy, so I didn't have the benefit of, natural physical size to intimidate bullies.